Hi, my name's Lee, I work for Maxi Scooters, and today I'm going to give you a couple of tips and techniques that I use in the workshops to get out some of them rusty screws that you may find in your Maxi and mini brakes. So here we've got a good example of a couple of screws here that have rusted in place underneath the decking here. First thing that I would do is have a good old clean around, make sure you can see what you're doing, because the actual screws, although there's a slot in them, they are a dual function screw, and they're actually for straight screwdrivers and also for Phillips screwdrivers. And if they're a little bit stiff, I would suggest that we try and clean out some of the dirt and maybe from the rust, and have a go and trying to get across the slot area first, as opposed to the Phillips, because the Phillips is more likely to round out, especially if it's rusted in place. So have a clean out of the slot area first, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get a straight edge screwdriver on there and see if we can shift it with that. Right, so in this case that's still not moving. So there's a couple of techniques I'm going to show you that I use in the workshop here to maybe that we're going to try and be able to get it out. First of all, I'm going to use one of these things here. It's like a mini grinder with a little tiny wheel on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind that slot out a little bit more so we can get a little bit more purchase on it. So obviously this is dependent on whether you've got the tools available, and if you haven't got the tools available, then that's no problem. You can just send it in to me at the workshop and I can sort it out for you. But this is just, if you have, this is just one of the techniques we use. Make sure you can hold it firm and you've got some protective glasses on. You might be able to see that, you might not. What we've done is we've just created a little bit more of a slot in there to try and see if we can get a bit more purchase on that. And no, we can't on that one. We'll try it on the other one. Ah, there you go. Create enough on that one to get a bit more purchase. So what we're going to do on this one is that we're going to try and drill the top off. So I've got here a 4mm drill bit to give us a bit of a start, and we're just going to see if we can just get it in where the Allen key, where the screw head goes in. Doesn't need to go that deep. It's just the depth of the head of the nut. There we go, and it's just taking the head off, and then what we do is then we can just pop the head of the screw down. There we go, and the brakes come off. So there's just a couple of techniques I use in the workshop to be able to get the brakes off. So if you feel that you've got the tools available and you're willing to have a go, give it a crack. I say, but don't worry if you can't. Just send it back to me in the workshop, and I can sort it out for you.